Sorry, did you share the agenda? I haven't even seen the agenda.
Fabulous Friday. Ladies and gentlemen, fellow Toastmaster and guests. We have important meeting this night for a regular meeting on our club, SGI Dynamic Club. Our topic is competent. Before we run our meeting, I will invite our president, and my job as SGA is to ensure that technically the meeting runs smoothly. I will mute if you speaking when speaker speak, and I hope you mute by yourself. I invite Mr. President to give opening speech. Over to you, Mr. President Widodo.
Thank you, Sergeant Toastmaster Ahmad. Do you know the 5 core competence of pathway of Toastmaster education program? If you don't know, let me tell you what are they. They are public speaking, interpersonal communication, strategic leadership, management, and confidence. Confidence is unique because it cannot be taught, but it's gained in every path. Public speaking, we all do prepared speech. We do impromptu speeches in a Toastmaster club environment. And even in our personal and professional life, we communicate, we speak, we practice, and we give feedback in a Toastmaster meeting. Members learn how to present their message effectively, concisely, and professionally. This competency provides tools that members can use to learn, prepare, and impromptu speaking skills. What about interpersonal communication? We communicate with people, whether is it verbally or non-verbally, whether we write or electronic form. In Toastmaster Club, we build relationship, we resolve conflict, we communicate well with others. This Toastmaster competency teaches members to effectively interact with others at any level, from guests to member, and leaders at the club level and district level, if you are a district officer. Management, when we become a leader, we become a manager. There's no difference in the skill set. The only difference is actually management means we plan, we organize, we facilitate certain tasks. Like a vice president of education, she deal with program sheet, she plan the program sheet, she plan the evaluator, she assign the role, the evaluator to the right speaker. And what about vice president of public relations? Vice president for relations not only do poster, but she deal with people in groups or individual. Manager builds camaraderie and teamwork and empower members to learn and go through Toastmaster educational program. Strategic leadership. Every club, area, division, district need a leader, need a strategic leader. People who can see the big picture and ideas to and vision to do things better. Whether to build a supportive club environment, lead a team, attract and retain more members. Every club president is the strategic leader, supported by the 6 club officer. This is where we help members build confidence through self-reflection, an evaluation. You have feedback and you grow by understanding what is your area of improvement and the area that you need to improve, as well as where you are good in. By learning how to set goals and meet them, you gain confidence in your knowledge, skill, and ability. Pathway, which is the Toastmaster Educational Program since 2015 or earlier. It has helped many people build skills, build competency. But have you, as a speaker, built? I don't know, because where speakers do their prepared speech, that's where we know that they build competency. When if we know that evaluator will tell us if they really build the competency in Toastmaster. Okay, before I pass the control to the Toastmaster of the day, let me share you a list of competency that you can acquire through level 1 to level 5. If you do not know that the right way to do it, approach the club officer or the vice president of education of your clubs, be it SGI Dynamic or be it any other clubs. Let me share with you the programs, the competency of the pathway. If you have not achieved the competency in pathway, we suggest you relook at the pathway, that the prepared speech that you are looking at, and suggest you work towards the competency. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
You are muted. Cannot hear you.
Thank you very much, President, for the speech, opening speech. Good day, fellow Toastmaster and guests. My name is Doreen, and I'm the Toastmaster of the day for tonight's meeting. Tonight's meeting theme is centered around competency. What is competency, and how do you measure competency? Let me share with you my view. To me, competency is the ability not only to perform, but you must perform effectively and efficiently. I always have this idea of, if I'm not competent enough, I will not take the role, any of the role in the Toastmaster meeting. And I was being told or advised by our president, really, and also my other senior in other clubs, that you should not wait until you are competent in order to take the role, that they will never come. The more you take the role, the more practice you have, you will become competent. Now I shall ask maybe one or two guests to share with us your view of competency. May I invite, let me choose one of the guests. How about Ricky Su? Ricky, are you there? Can you unmute yourself? Yes, hello,
I
good
just
evening.
came in.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I just wanted your view on what is competency, tonight's theme.
All right.
Just
Well,
a sentence or two.
You might know this thing called competent communicator a few years ago. So as long as you have finished 10 project speeches to the satisfaction of your club and evaluators, you will get a title. But why not go one step further? When you teach people, you understand more. When you share what you know with other people, and you can become truly competent. And with that, you will internalize the teaching into yourself, and you will be truly master. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Truly agreed with you. Can I have another volunteer if there is any before we kickstart the meeting? Any new guests? Wait, let me see.
So I will be speaker number 3, right? I'll be speaker number 3 today.
Oh, you're going to do the speech, is it? All right. Can I have Tammy Wong? Have I got the name correct? Can I invite you just to say a sentence or two about competency?
Actually, can I ask a question?
Oh,
I'm not very sure about the definition
okay,
of
the theme
competency.
is competence or competency. What is your view?
I think there are a few definitions of that word, right? Competence in the sense where someone is competent when they are doing their job or their work or what they're supposed to do. And then there are also competencies, like competencies that you fulfill. I think, is there? Right. So yeah, I'm wondering if there's a specific definition for this theme.
Thank you very much, Tammy Wong. Now let me introduce the role players who are supporting the meeting tonight. I shall kickstart with our R counter, Toastmaster Edward Young. Edward Young is an IT professional. He loves public speaking, cycling, and playing chess and RPGs. Do you know what is RPGs? I asked him this question and I was told that it's role-playing games. Toastmaster Edward Young, can you please tell us about your role as an R counter? Is Edward Young there? Oops. I think he's not in, is it?
Not in yet. So
Okay, then I shall go on to the next one, the timer. The timer is Toastmaster Jennifer, well known as Hot Mama. She likes reading to gain knowledge, singing to improve her vocal variety, and dancing to keep fit. Jennifer, could you tell us what is your role as a timer? Jennifer, please.
Yes, certainly, Toastmaster of the evening. I'm Jennifer Lim, your timer for tonight. My role is to remind, record, and report the time used by each speaker when they are delivering speeches. Each speaker has a limited time to speak according to their project requirements. And that I will mention, or the project evaluator will also mention, or even Toastmaster of the day will tell you the timing for each speaker's project. Thank you, back to you.
Okay, thank you, Jennifer. We have an exciting program for you tonight, ladies and gentlemen. We will kickstart off a table topic session where speakers get to practice their impromptu speaking skill. Means without given time to prepare, you speak on the spot. After which we will have 6 prepared speeches and followed by evaluations. Our table topic master tonight is Distinguished Toastmaster Alicia Chia. I think every one of you know her very well. She's our club VPE, a happy-go-lucky person, and she enjoys life, aims to live in the moment. I'll cut it short. Her hobbies are playing saxophone, digital photographer, and she likes to be a tourist within her own country. Please put your hands together to welcome Distinguished Toastmaster Alicia to host the table topic session.
thank you.
Alicia, please.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day, Doreen Yeo. A very good evening to club president, to distinguished guests and members. Today, I'm your table topic master, and let me explain what table topic is all about. Table topic is a traditional segment of our chapter meeting, of any Toastmaster chapter meeting, that trains members and guests to speak impromptu and think on their feet. So in this segment, I'm very happy to present some challenging questions centered around the theme competence. And our timing sequence today will be 2.5 minutes. For the first 1 minute, our timer will flash the green screen. Then when the speaker speaks to 1.5 minutes, she will flash the yellow screen. And when the speaker reaches 2 minutes, the red screen will appear and the person will be given 30 seconds to wrap up his or her speech. So I hope everyone is excited to think impromptu on the spot. All right, earlier on, our club president spoke about competencies in the pathway. Well, in the corporate world, we also have competencies, and there are 1,001 competencies, but I've narrowed down to 10 competencies that are essential in the corporate world. So who would like to be before I start, I would like to show everyone my screen. Competence. For everybody, you move from the lowest level, which is novice. Novice is somebody who doesn't know anything. Okay, then amateur knows slightly a bit more, and learner more skilled will be someone who's very in-depth in it, and expert is someone who's definitely at the top, and master will be really someone where we do this to them, master. So you may be at any spectrum of the level of competence, right? Do not fear where you are. We always start from the bottom. Eventually, you go to reach the highest level if you put in more effort and ability to train and learn. So now I would like to call on some volunteers, our first volunteer. Who would like to be the first volunteer? All right, Angela. Hey, Angela, I would like you to pick a number.
Okay.
From 1 to 10.
Okay. 7.
Okay, 7. You have picked a competency that is called trustworthiness and ethics. Right? Trustworthiness and ethics.
Okay.
Right. So let me switch off. So I'd like you to think about this competency. Let us know which level of competence are you at, the novice or all the way to the master. And then share with us your experience or your opinion on this competency. All right?
Okay.
If you're ready to start, then you may go. And remember to pin the timer.
Okay. When I joined Toastmasters, I think I am a novice because I was very shy and didn't know how to speak in front of audience. So I remember when I was at school, my teacher asked me to share what was my future career. I simply say one word, my name, Angela. Then I was so shy and dashed back to my seat. And from that time onwards, I know that I didn't know how to communicate in front of the audience. So I decided to join some club or whatever so that I can learn more public speaking. And after that, when I came to work, so I joined Toastmaster. So I'll be an amateur in public speaking. And each time I went to the Toastmaster meeting, I would bring my recorder to record all the speakers speaking, so that I could go home and listen to them once more. And after so many years, I think I am a learner, because I learn a lot of new things in Toastmasters, especially during table topic session. So each time I will try my best to speak in front of different kind of audience, which are strangers, or I don't know them. But I think this is a very good training, so that I can be a skilled speaker later on after so many years. And I don't want to say that I'm an expert in public speaking, but I am on the way to do it. So thank you, Toastmaster meetings. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Angela, for sharing with us how you progress from novice all the way to learner, and you're still continuing. I'm sure you are at a higher level now, because I can see you speak with more confidence.
Thank you very much. Your encouragement.
Wow. SAA Ahmad, who's the next person who would like to volunteer?
John.
All right, Joan, can you pick a number, 1 to 10?
Number 5.
Okay, number 5. Right, Joan, you have selected communication. So Joan, can you share with us how this competency relates to you, and which level of competence are you at? Don't feel shy to share with us where you are, because everybody starts somewhere, you know. Okay. And then when you're ready, pin the timer and you may start.
Who is the timer today? Sorry, let me just see.
Jennifer Lim. Can you see I'm the timer?
Yeah, I can see timer.
Right.
Yes.
Okay, excellent. Yes. When you're ready, you may start.
President, fellow Toastmasters and guests, thank you so much for giving me this topic on communication and how competency really affects your communication. Tell you a personal story. 2 years, or probably just 1.5 years ago, when I started my Toastmasters journey. It was the July 2019, and I was sitting in the back row, waiting and shy and extremely timid behind on the back row, so that nobody should pick on me for table topics. But there was one very smart lady called Alicia Chia, exactly like her, who called me, and I walked up on the floor with my wobbly legs and decided to speak on a topic. The first time she asked me, I didn't understand a thing. Everything went blank because I was so scared of people sitting in front of me. Now look at me, I'm standing and I'm talking at least 80% more confidently than how I was before. I can share you another experience. We had a humorous speech contest in our club, and I wanted to write a speech. I didn't even know how to write a speech then. I walked up on the floor with my wobbly legs again. I was the only woman who participated in 10 men, with 10 men of experience in Toastmasters, thinking about how to write a script, even what is a humorous script or what is a humorous speech. But since it didn't require any eligibility as such, I decided to participate. And I started cracking silly jokes, but trust me, nobody laughed other than me. I was the only one laughing at my cracked, silly jokes. But now look at me. Now I'm participating in contests, and I'm so happy about my achievement. So don't let your failures reject you. I lost miserably in humorous speech contest, miserably in table topic contest, but that does not mean that I should not compete. I will compete because these failures will not pull me down, but each and every failure will teach me how to be a better communicator. So be competent, be practice, and be a better communicator. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Joan. I can see you had a tough beginning, but it's all right. Beginnings are always tough. Then as you practice more and more, you get better and more skillful. And especially if you are in our club, where we are dynamic speakers, we will train you to be a more competent and dynamic speaker in the future. So more failures will make you even better. All right. Toastmaster Ahmad, who is the next volunteer?
Ricky So.
Okay, Ricky. Would you like to pick a number from 1 to 10?
Number 2.
Right, number 2. All right, you have picked responsibility. Okay, that's an excellent topic. It's a key competency, responsibility. So, Ricky, how do you feel about responsibility as a competency relating to yourself? And which level of competency are you at? Novice? I will switch off so that you can see. Novice, amateur learner, skilled, expert, or master, or a combination. So let us know what you think and how responsibility has impacted you. So we are ready. Over to you, Ricky.
There are 2 kinds of responsibilities. The normal sense of responsibility and also the response ability. That is the ability to respond to a situation. Ladies and gentlemen, think of a time where you couldn't respond very well to unexpected life events. Think of a time you were given some kind of responsibility and you could do it well. That was not my story. When I was younger, at about 20 years old, I was very, very irresponsible. I believe one of my first job, I was to do certain things related to money. And because I couldn't do that very well, and I ran away, not with the money, not because of the money, but because I couldn't finish the job. I gave the money back to the company, but I myself ran away because I couldn't fulfill the responsibility. And over the years, I have learned to be more and more responsible. And 6 years ago, I came to this wonderful, dynamic, proficient circle of speakers, Toastmasters International. And from there, I learned to communicate. I also learned to be a more responsible team member, and later on became one of the leaders as well. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I think this is a journey we all go through in our life. Some of you might have started quite strongly early in your life, but some, like me, have to start at the novice level. I wouldn't say I'm very good right now. I'm still learning, so I'll rate myself at the learner level, just the middle. There is still a long way to go. And there are many more things unexpected to come over to our life, and I'm still training myself the ability to respond to all these unexpected life events. And with that, I hope I have added a little value to what you know about responsibility. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ricky, for sharing with us about your story of running away from responsibility when you were young. So was I. Everybody was young once, right? When you are younger, you tend to be more outgoing, and probably you're thinking that you try to enjoy your life and shirk the responsibility. Okay, I can see one responsible person there, flagging the hand. Toastmaster Asmina, right? Okay, Asmina will be the next speaker. Asmina, can you select a number from 1 to 10?
Do you have number 8?
Yes, of course. All right, you have selected results orientation.
Sorry, can you repeat?
Results orientation, meaning to say you focus on results, to be orientated to results. Right.
Yes,
so let's say, Asmina, when you're ready, please proceed. You can speak on the competence of results orientation and how it has brought you from whether you are at novice level or master level and how it has impacted your life. All right, over to you, Asmina.
Fellow Toastmasters and guests, my topic is how the competence helped me and getting the results. So I'm at the learner level and we are learning every day, every single day, and we will keep on learning till the end of our life. And I have learned many things and I have taken many opportunities such as in Toastmasters and in my work also. We are ready to take the risks. And by taking, for example, in the COVID, we have taken the risk to bring our sales online. We have done extensive marketing. Similarly, in Toastmasters, we have taken the risk to do speeches and take on different roles. Due to all these actions, we are able to overcome the fear and able to gain the confidence and ready for our next level. And every day I try to set the goals for myself, and maybe the goal is to do speeches or maybe bring in more sales or to do extensive marketing. And by setting those goals, this is the commitment to the work and commitment with the Toastmasters, which has given me opportunity to build more. And due to which I have done the planning and monitoring, and we have made the team of workers who are helping us to bring the sales up in the work. And every day we have we have to monitor them and take the report from them. So technical and managerial skills are also improving, not only in Toastmasters, but in work level also, and which all this work is bringing a positive consequences. And as we know that we are responsible for the time and energy we are putting in, responsible for the work. And by doing all that, we are going towards the skilled level and becoming expert day by day in the work and in the Toastmasters as well. So I think I'm at the level of skilled as well as learner, and getting all these opportunities and trying to make decisions every day and set the goals and achieve the results which are positive. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Asmina. That's very excellent. You have inspired me to relook at my goals and set daily goals. I feel that daily goals are quite important. Because time waits for no man. So with daily goals, we are focused on what we're supposed to do and set, and we are committed. So thank you very much, Toastmaster Asmina. Can we have the next volunteer? Who's? Oh, Tammy. All right, Tammy. Tammy, can you pick a number from 1 to 10?
1.
You want number 1, is it?
Yeah.
Okay, number 1 is teamwork.
Oh, teamwork.
Yeah. So, Tammy, I'd like you to think about how teamwork as a competency has affected you and impact you, and share with us where are you now at, novice or master level. Right, I will close my video. If you're ready, over to you.
Okay. Firstly, I would like to thank everybody for this opportunity because it's my first time here, and I'm having a lot of fun and learning from everybody speaking. About teamwork and competency, I am definitely only at the learner level. I think, like all the other speakers before me, it's difficult to say that you're above the learner level, and I think it's healthy to always think that you're at a lower level, so you always seek to improve yourself, right? Regarding teamwork, I think it's a very tricky competency. It's a tricky skill to have, especially when it involves people around you and working with people. I think that's one of the more difficult things for me to do. I think it's a lot easier when you have to just work on yourself, when it's things like where your motivations come from, or things like how you manage your time, or how you try to be more productive. I think it's easier because you just have to focus inward, and you just have to regulate yourself, and it's more independent of your environment and the things around you. But with things like teamwork, you have to rely a lot on other people, and you have to work with people, and you have to communicate. And it's not just a competency by itself, but so many other competencies that come together to form this one skill. So I think teamwork is one of the most tricky competency skills out there. And I'm working on it, and I think everybody's working on it too, because everywhere that we go, we have to work in a team, right? Yeah, that's all. Thank you.
Thank you, Tammy, for sharing with us your view on teamwork. Definitely, teamwork has its pros and its cons. I've been in lots of teams in corporate as well as in Toastmasters, and in every team, there's various different characters and personalities. So it's always not an easy thing, easy competency to handle. I myself, I would say I'm still not a master. I'm still a learner in this area. All right, we have talked so much about the top 10 competencies. Now I want to move to another segment where it is more than competencies. Competencies are things that make you, when you're a competent person, we are talking about that you're very skillful and capable of doing a job, work, or anything. But I feel that life is more than competence, right? So now this aspect of 5 questions, we will move beyond competence. Shall we have the brave next volunteer?
I can go next. Yeah.
Who's that?
This is me, Ash.
What's your name? Oh, Ash.
Yeah, I
All
can
right,
just call
Ash.
me Ash. Yep.
Welcome, Ash. All right. Now is the interesting portion.
I should have volunteered earlier.
Okay. No, it's more interesting than the earlier competencies. Right. I have 5 questions here, so I'd like you to pick a number from 1 to 5.
Number 1.
All right. Number 1. Competence alone isn't enough to sustain success. Competence alone isn't enough to sustain success. When you're ready, you may start. Over.
All right. Ms. Timer, I think you can start. So the topic that was given, right? Competence alone is not enough to sustain success. So I think I do agree with that statement. Competence alone is not sufficient to sustain success, because when we talk about sustaining something, we're talking about a time factor, a longer time factor, right? So if we were to just depend on being competent, being good at doing something over a long period of time, as humans, we are affected by a lot of factors, right? We are affected by the way people interact with us. We get affected by how much energy we exert. So over time, the energy or the external factors would affect us as human. So aside from just being competent in order to sustain our success, I think there are other things that we should consider in order to sustain success. And perhaps one of so many things that we could consider is the ability to take on or absorb energy or ideas from others. And I think this is something that quite related to working together with others to get ideas, to get support, to get encouragement, so that we as humans sort of get that refill of energy or ideas in order to continue over time. And I think the analogy is just like a glass of water. When we drink that glass of water, the water reduces to a level, but when we refill with energy, ideas, encouragement from others, imagine like that there's another jug of water being filled to that glass. And I guess if we continue to do that, the ability to sustain success over time is probably there. Thank you.
Thank you, Ash. for providing us a very interesting answer to this question. Competence alone isn't enough to sustain success. Definitely. Imagine if you are a barrister. You are competent to make a cup of coffee, but will that sustain your success? You're only good at making a cup of coffee, but you need more things to make you a successful barrister. So what he said about energy and the metaphor of jug of water is very interesting. Yeah, way to go. Thank you. Can we have the next volunteer? Now, don't be afraid because this segment is very interesting. It opens up your creativity.
Edward.
All right, Edward. Edward, can you select a number from 1 to 5? 1 is taken already. I can't hear you.
I'll take number 3.
All right, number 3. Okay, number 3 is what separates the has-beens from the never will be's isn't competence, but character and curiosity. What separates the has-beens from the never will be's isn't competence, but character and curiosity. Would you like me to repeat? Are you ready?
No, I believe I have it. Thanks.
Okay, good.
Mr. President, topic master, fellow Toastmasters, most welcome guests. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. It is true that curiosity is what separates those of us who accomplish and go on to do great things from those of us who sit on the sidelines and spectate. It's easy for us to become complacent. It's easy for us to accept what is. It's easy for us to travel the road most often traveled. However, if we have a healthy curiosity, we will attempt to beat a new path. We will be the trendsetters. We will be the one that chart a new course for humanity. There was a time when computers were mainframes. They took up an entire room. But someone with a healthy curiosity decided that, no, we can make smaller computers and everyone can have a personal computer. And here we are today, having a virtual meeting on our personal devices. Someone with a healthy curiosity changed the world. Everyone else probably dreamt about it and never were. If you look at yourself, you had a healthy curiosity to become a better speaker, to become a better leader, which is why you're here at Dynamic Speakers. Think of all your friends and colleagues who wanted to be better speakers, but they did not come to Dynamic Speakers. They did not join a Toastmaster Club. You will be what greatness is, and they will always be wondering what could have been. Your curiosity led you here. Your curiosity will lead you to success. Madam Topic Master.
Thank you, Toastmaster Edward, for sharing with us your excellent ideas on curiosity. In fact, I'm always very curious about a lot of things. But people around me will tell me, oh, why are you so curious? It's like, why are you so capable? But actually it's not capable, it's curious, want to learn more. So they are from the old school and they try to ward you off. But in fact, being curious, you are activating your mind to think beyond the 4 walls. So kudos to you, Toastmaster Edward, for sharing with us and encouraging everyone to have this curious, healthy curiosity in us. All right, who's the next volunteer? All right, so I'm told that I only can have one last volunteer. Who would like to be the final volunteer?
Yeah, I can
and
take
take
the last.
stage? Who's that?
I can take the last.
All right, Toastmaster Corey, can you pick a number from 1 to 5? But 1 and 3 has been taken.
Number 2.
Oh, okay, number 2. Oh, now I'm being told I can have 3 more. So we have enough time. All right. So you're taking number 2. All right. Number 2 is competence is overrated. Competence is overrated. If you're ready, over to you, Corey.
Good day, everyone. Thanks, Toastmaster Alicia, for the topic. I barely heard about this statement. Competency is overrated, but I believe to be able to success, it's not only takes competence. It also takes a lot of hard work, a lot of relationship building, a lot of support from your manager, from your colleague, or from your friends. And it also takes a lot of perseverance when you are facing the failure. And sometimes not only about competence in the working world, it's also about the character, whether you are likable or you're not likable by your manager, by your colleague, by your superior. So it takes a lot of factors that contribute to the success. And a lot of people, maybe they are talented, but they are not hardworking enough. They are thinking they know quite a lot already, so they stop to learn. They didn't constantly have the hunger to look for knowledge, or they don't have the hunger to learn more. That's why nowadays, when the world is really fast moving, the knowledge is really easily become obsolete. Maybe what we know today may no longer relevant next year, or what we know today, especially in the technology world where I'm working on, it's always keep changing. Maybe 3 months later, there is always new methodology, there is always new technology that you need to adapt and you need to learn constantly. So we can always have be an open-minded and have a constant learning, have maintain a good character, and make sure you are hardworking and constant learning to be able to achieve success. Back to you, Toastmaster Alicia.
Thank you, Toastmaster Corey. Indeed, in this fast-changing world where technology is changing everything, even now we are using Zoom to meet each other. Definitely, we cannot depend on competency alone. So competency is definitely overrated. We need to continue learning and be hardworking and have good character. Character is very important. And being open-minded, that will open opportunities and possibilities in your life, right? Thank you for sharing and reminding all of us these important things. All right. I see Angela has volunteered. Angela, where are you?
I'm here.
All right, Angela, can you pick a number? 1 and 1, 2, 3 has been taken up, so we only left 4 and 5. So technically, we only have 2 volunteers left, Angela and the last one.
5, please.
All right, number 5. Oh, you picked a very excellent one. This is my favorite. Okay, Angela, you have picked this. It's not the destination that counts. It's the journey. It's not the destination that counts. It's the journey. So, Angela, if you're ready, over to you.
Thank you. One can take this literally and say it's the journey, which is rather rare nowadays because the journeys are much shorter than when this was originally said. Because in the olden days, when it took you weeks and weeks to arrive somewhere, the whole journey across several countries would have been really important and would have taught you so much. But if you look at some things like graduating, I think perhaps the journey takes too long, and that is why the journey itself teaches you so much. For example, if you spend 4 years graduating, the number of books you must have read in that time would be quite astonishing. And even if you weren't taught anything by anybody else, just to spend 4 years reading around a particular subject and talking about it
with other people on the course would be most enlightening. Now, to get on to one of my favorite ideas, I think most courses are too long, and you'll find a lot of people fail A-levels and learnt nothing in 2 years. Then they go to a crammer, and in 4 weeks they can retake the exam and pass it, having just put in more effort all day non-stop. So does this mean that the journey wasn't important because they didn't learn anything from the previous journey? Maybe it depends how much effort you put into the journey. So do I agree or do I not agree? Well, it's such an abstract question that it's difficult to say, but if you like to travel, you enjoy the journey and the destination. Back to you, Alicia.
Well, as a tourist within my own country, I definitely enjoy the journey rather than the destination, right? But our Toastmaster Angela here has brought us a new aspect to tell us that both the journey and destination are important, right? You need to have a balance of it. Excellent sharing from Angela. So let's have the final volunteer. Who's the final volunteer? Choi Li Mian, is it? Li Mian, would you like to try? Would you like to take on the final topic? Li Mian, are you?
Yes.
All right. You have no choice, but you are taking topic 4, right?
Okay.
Topic 4 is the thoughts we have are the first step to who we are. The thoughts we have are the first step to who we are.
Okay. Thank you, Toastmaster Clark, for giving me this opportunity to speak. So the thoughts that we first have will become who we are. So I truly agree with this statement because from quoting from this famous person, Napoleon Hill, it says that wherever a mind believes, it can conceive. So it is important to first have a thought of believing you are able to do certain things, and then you go ahead and achieve it. So even without and achieve it already, and then it will become a realization. So yeah, so that's about it. Thank you.
Thank you, Li Mian, for sharing us a very profound quote from Napoleon Hill. Whatever the mind can conceive, correct me, will achieve, is it? What's that?
Conceive.
Yeah, wonderful quote. It shows your mind is really active. Yes, everything starts from the mind, in fact. And I would encourage everyone out there to never stop dreaming. Okay, you need to start dreaming first before you can achieve anything. Dream at night, dream during the day, and dream the craziest dream. All right. So I'm very happy to congratulate all the table topic speakers tonight. They have shared their experience and given us a very good speeches on competency and what is beyond competencies. Now, I would like to invite our timer, Toastmaster Jennifer Lim, to share with us the timings of the speakers.
Okay. Angela Lee, 2 minutes, 10 seconds. John D'Souza, 2 minutes, 09. Vicky Su, 2 minutes, 17. Asmina, 2 minutes, 23. Tammy Wong, 1 minute, 45. Ash, 2 minutes, 12. Edward Young, 1 minute, 56. Corey, 2 minutes, 03. Angela Lansbury, 2 minutes, 01. Li Mian, 0.58.
Right. So am I right to say that everyone has qualified for voting?
I'm not so sure about the last one.
The last one, who last one?
Li Mian, 0.58.
It's all right. Never mind,
Okay.
because she's a first-time speaker, I guess.
Okay.
It's a very good attempt because even though it's a first time, she has given us a quote from Napoleon Hill. So let us all vote for the best speaker. All right, we have another 70 seconds to vote. So whoever has not voted, please vote. There's about 20% of you out there who has not voted. I know we have a lot of speakers today, and sometimes you may get confused too. All right, we'll close the polling now.
So I shall end the poll now?
Yes, and I'll end it already, okay?
Oh, you
Okay.
ended.
All right. Thank you everyone for participating in this table topic. I hope you have enjoyed it. And now I'll hand over to back to our Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you very much, Table Topic Master, Distinguished Toastmaster Alicia. You have given a variety of very good questions for the speakers to excel and also identify the level and opinion of their competency and responsibility. Let us give another round of applause to the Table Topic Master as well as the speaker. I think now is the time for a break, is it? Okay, we shall have 10 minutes break. So my time here is 10:16. So we come back in 10 minutes time. That is about 10:26. So you can take a break and then go and have a cup of coffee. I think I need a cup of coffee too. See you later. Okay, welcome back everyone to the second half of the meeting, the prepared speech segment. You will hear tonight 6 speakers sharing their thoughts on the pathway projects and they are completing. Now there are some changes in the agenda. The first speaker is Angela Lansberry. Okay, now we shall start with the first speaker. The first speaker, Angela Lansberry. She is doing her contest speech. It will be an open evaluation from the floor. Later, I will call upon some volunteers, about 2 to 3, to do the evaluation for her. Besides that, she would also like feedback from everyone in the meeting, either in the group's chat or by email to her. Angela is doing the speech where the title is What is the title? Something, oh, you have one job, survivor. You have one job, survivor. And the timing is 5 to 7 minutes. Can I have the timer to show the 5, 6, 7 minutes?
Yeah, but before I do that, I have a
Yes.
question. Since Angela is doing a contest speech, which means that if she goes beyond 7 minutes, 30 seconds, I'm not going to put the time's up signal, okay?
Yes, that's right.
All right, Angela?
Yes, that's all right.
Yeah, okay, thank you. So at 5 minutes is green. At 6 minutes is yellow. At 7 minutes is red. And it will continue until you conclude your speech. Thank you.
Yes, just wait while I pin the timer.
Wait, just a moment, Angela. I need to call to get some volunteers first so that they know they are prepared. They know they are prepared to evaluate you. Can I have a show of hands who would like to volunteer to give an open evaluation to Angela's speech? It's a contest speech. And the evaluation duration is 1 to 2 minutes. Any volunteers from the floor? If not, can I sort of volunteer you? Joan, is it? Okay.
Be one of the volunteer for Angela.
Okay. Any more? How about Ricky? Is Ricky there?
Yes, okay, fine.
Fine, yeah. Okay, just let me know right now, Ricky. Perhaps I need another
So
one.
I'm not evaluating Angela, right? I'm not evaluating her.
Yes, you should be the official. Yes, I think you can evaluate her. Alicia?
But I'm not officially
No.
evaluating her.
Asmina is not evaluating Angela.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, I am or I'm not?
You are not. You are not.
Can she send me a written evaluation?
Who sent you?
Can Asmina send me a written evaluation?
No, I
Oh, that's
haven't. I haven't. Not I haven't.
No. Wait now. Asmina, what she's trying to say is that besides the 3 volunteered, she would like every one of us to give her a feedback via the group chat, or via WhatsApp or email. That's additional feedback to her so that she can take note and improve on her delivery, her speech for tomorrow contest. Would that be okay? I need another one. How about Tammy? Are you there, Tammy? Comfortable to evaluate Angela? Did I see her anywhere?
No, sorry, maybe not today.
I see. Okay, it's all right. Who else? Angela Lee. Can I call upon you to volunteer as an evaluator for Angela?
Okay.
Angela for Angela. Okay, good. Thank you. So I have Joan and Angela. I got background sound. Angela, remember to pin the timer. You know who's the timer? Jennifer.
Yes.
Have you pinned her?
It's pinned. Thank you.
Okay. Let's put our hand together to welcome Toastmaster Angela. Her title is You Have One Job Survivor. You have one job survivor. Toastmaster Angela Lansberry.
Thank you very much, Contest Chair. You have one job, survival. I remember my beloved mother was cooking dinner for me, my husband, and our little son. And our little son said to her, "Granny, when are you going to die?" I was horrified, but my mother was very calm. She said, "Don't worry, darling. I will always be here for you, and I'll still be here this time next year." That was a great relief for me, and it reminded me because I had asked her the same thing when I was a little girl. I had said, "Mummy, are you going to die and leave me all alone? And she said, no, dear, I'll still be here this time next year. Now, I want you to raise your hand if you have children or a spouse or a parent or anybody else, maybe even colleagues, who would be absolutely devastated if you weren't here next year. Is there someone who depends on you? I think there is, because even if you don't realize it, even complete strangers would be absolutely shocked if they heard that you weren't here this time next year. Now, I'm in a contest, and I've said to myself, whatever happens, whether I win or I don't win, the following year I will be back again competing. Why is this important? Because at one of the contests I was in, one of the speakers was so upset and so overwrought that she said she was going to commit suicide. Naturally, this upset all the people who knew her, and the person who was the winner felt upset, not perhaps responsible, but just their day was spoiled. And at the same time, at another club that I was a member of, somebody had committed suicide. So you can imagine how upset I was. Later, when I thought about it, I realized that my dear friend, who had got so overwrought at the contest, she told me she'd been up all night rehearsing. And I thought, no wonder she was so upset. It's well known that if you miss sleep, you are not in the best shape mentally and physically. Now, a pilot is not allowed to miss sleep. A bus driver, even the AA man, is not allowed to miss sleep. A lot of students don't realize how important sleep is until they get to work. I remember a friend of mine who'd just started work as a lawyer, and he said to me, he was my boyfriend at the time, he said, I'm so sorry, I have to go now because I have to be up in the morning to be in court. This was 11 o'clock at night. He had to drive home half an hour. And I thought, gosh, what a responsible person to take it so seriously that he makes sure he gets his sleep. Now, I want you all to raise your hands and to tell me, I will look after myself and I will be here this time next year. Can you do that? Raise your hand and say, I will look after myself. I will look after myself and I will be here this time next year. Good. Now, I was talking to you about my mother, my lovely mother. She taught me to cook eggs. She was very careful. She taught me as a child to cook an egg. I'm going to demonstrate with a big egg so you can see it. This is an ostrich egg. And she taught me to put cold water in the pot and then put the egg in and then bring it to boil. And you leave it for 10 minutes and you get a well done boiled egg, and then you add cold water so you can peel it safely. That was how I always made eggs until I got married. And then my husband rushed in and he said, no, that's not how you cook an egg. You must do it with hot water and bring it to the boil. And I thought, there's going to be a murder here if I don't do what he says. So I did what he said from then on for the rest of my married life until today. I do what he says. Unfortunately, I made a mistake. I did what he said, but I missed out an important step, which is you have to prick the egg to stop it exploding in the hot water. So the first time I did it, I got mess everywhere. And of course, as a young married couple in Britain, we had egg cups, which I have learnt are not so common in Asia, although they're known in Australia. Unfortunately, years passed and eventually my beloved mother died. And I remember my father ringing me and saying, how do I cook myself an egg for breakfast? So I taught him to do it the way she had taught me as a child. I told him, you do it the safe way. You put cold water in the pot, you bring it to the boil, leave it for 10 minutes, and then wait till it has cooled down and put cold water in so you can peel it. And that's the safe way to do it. Now, I am expecting, well, I'm not expecting, my son's married and they are having a child. So I am going to shortly become a grandmother. What am I going to teach my granddaughter? I'm going to teach her to do everything the safe way, but I have to survive 20 years so that when she gets married, I will be there. See you next year. Promise me you'll see me next year. Thank you. Back to you, Contest Chair.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Angela Lansberry. Now we proceed to the second speaker, Toastmaster Sebastian. He is doing Persuasive Influence Level 1, Mastering Fundamentals Icebreaker. Can I call upon his evaluator, Toastmaster Corey, to read out the purpose statement?
Hi,
Corey,
Sebastian.
please.
Yeah, the purpose of this project is for you to introduce yourself to the club and learn the basic structure of a public speech. All the best.
Thank you. The duration for this speech is 4 to 5 minutes. At 4 minutes, the green signal will be shown. Timer. Jennifer. Okay, at 4 minutes, the green signal will be shown. At 5 minutes, the yellow, and at 6 minutes, the red. Speaker has 30 seconds to round up his or her speech. Sebastian, be reminded to pin the timer so that you can keep track of the duration. Toastmaster Sebastian is from Mauritius, but currently he is working in the financial services. He likes to keep things simple. There's always a good movie to watch or a great music to listen to. Let's put our hands together to welcome Toastmaster Sebastian. Here I am again. Here I am again. Toastmaster Sebastian.
Thank you very much. Mr. President, fellow Toastmasters, and dear guests, good evening. Churchill, Martin Luther King, Mahatma Gandhi. Have you ever imagined yourselves changing the world with your words? These guys did it. I am Sebastian. The reason I joined Toastmasters is because I want to follow in those footsteps. I want to be a great speaker to make a difference in others' lives. In the same way as those great leaders, I imagine myself speaking to people and try to bring out the best in them. Have you seen those movies where those actors, they have the right words at the right time and things just get better? Ain't that fantastic, right? But my friends, for me, having the right words at the right time, this is just in my head. I portray myself, I imagine myself having those right emotions and everything But when it is time to open my mouth, the words goes here, the words goes there. Nothing makes real sense. I express myself, no one understands. Sometimes I repeat myself, but using different words. At times I'm like, I wish I said this, I wish I said that. You know what? I am a Toastmaster since 2016. I have done maybe 1 or 2 speeches. I've been a timer. I've participated in table topics. You know that feeling that you get when you just finished a role? That's just amazing. For me, when I was a Toastmaster, that improved my work life, my personal relationships, and that made me a better leader. So you may wonder, so what happened to you, Sebastian? Simple. I had to quit my Toastmasters Club in 2017, only 1 year after joining, to move to Seychelles. This is where I am right now. In Seychelles, there's no Toastmasters, no public speaking, no table topics, nothing. My friends, I felt that I was lagging behind. After a while, I felt that my words, my voice did not have much impact. Less and less I could think on my feet, especially in meetings where I, who is supposed to be the expert that people could rely upon to make important decisions. My competence, questionable. I'm still a member of Toastmasters International, but not practicing Toastmaster in your everyday life. Make me go back to where I was before joining Toastmasters. Before COVID-19, I was so desperate to find an equivalent to a platform that could brought me to where leaders are made. Today, I'm so happy. Here I am again. I'm doing my icebreaker in front of fellow Toastmasters. Isn't that amazing? To conclude, fellow Toastmasters, I must say that not practicing being a Toastmaster in my everyday life has brought so many challenges to me. But I'm so happy today, I'm so excited to be finally able to fulfill my dream, to be a catalyst for change in people's life. Martin Luther King, Mahatma Gandhi, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests, have you ever imagined yourself changing the world with your own words? Me? I'm so ready for this. Over to you. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Sebastian. I like your spirit. You have joined the correct club, SGI Dynamic Toastmaster.
Thank you.
Now I shall call upon the second speaker. Toastmaster Patricia Tay is doing Dynamic Leadership Level 1, Mastering Fundamentals. Is also an icebreaker. I shall call upon her evaluator, Joan, to read out the purpose statement. Joan, please.
Yes.
Joan,
yes. It gives me a great pleasure today to introduce Patricia today to our dynamic Singapore community. Welcome, Patricia. And your icebreaker speech purpose is for the member to introduce herself to the club and learn the basic structure of a public speech. So to learn the basic structure of a public speech and to introduce herself to our dynamic club. Welcome, Patricia, and to you, Toastmasters of the day.
Thank you very much, Joan. The timing for her speech is also 4 to 6 minutes. I shall not repeat the sequence. Patricia, please to take note of the duration and pin the timer. The timer is Jennifer. Let us put our hands together to welcome Toastmaster Patricia Tay. Where am I now? Where am I now? Toastmaster Patricia Tay. Patricia Tay, please.
Toastmaster of the day. Thank you. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to all fellow Toastmasters and guests from all over the world. My name is Patricia, and I am honored to be delivering my first speech to you. I am in my early 40s this year, in a full-time job in the early childhood profession, mentoring center leaders and preschool teachers. I was married at the age of 20, and now with 3 kids. They are aged 20, 19, and 10. They used to be so little, but they are big now. My youngest child, she is already preparing for her PSLE examinations. And after that, she'll be off to secondary school. By now, she knows that she has to work hard for her dreams. 2 of my children are already young adults. They are as tall as I am, perhaps taller. Sometimes I even like to pretend that we are sisters. Their father gives them very good advice from time to time. He is a very wise man. My husband, he is 18 years older than me. Yes, 18 years. We are both growing older. Our kids, they are growing bigger. They are independent, doing well, and ready to take on the world. When COVID-19 happened, things have slowed down. I no longer have to rush to work from the time I wake up and return home only when the sky is dark. Now, I even have time to smell the roses. Yeah, would you like to try smelling this rose too? It is only when I am less busy that I begin to realize that there are so many things to learn, so much to explore. I have decided it is time to invest in myself now, to improve, so that 5 years later, I can look back and I smile when I ask myself the question of, where am I now? In joining Toastmasters Club, I have 3 goals in mind. The first goal is to be able to deliver a speech confidently. I know to speak well and to present myself well can help me in so many areas of my life. My second goal is to make more friends. Being with like-minded people and sharing conversations can broaden my perspectives. I look forward to connect with each one of you. My third goal is to reach out for all the opportunities in front of me. I'm so excited about all the learning. Do you know, I already have a mentor in the Toastmasters Club. She is very good, and I am not going to disappoint her. I will do well, I promise. I am going to improve so that years later, I'll look back and I smile when I answer to the question of, where am I now? My friends, would you like to join me so that years later, we can look back and we will smile at all our achievements? My priorities and beliefs change over the years. Now people are watching me to see where I place my priorities. I believe in learning, and I believe my family and friends will be blessed if I become better. After all, my children will want to have a successful mother. I was just in my daughter's room just now, and I saw this quote She wrote this handwritten. If you want it badly enough and you work hard enough, nothing will stop you because nothing can. Time is precious. And for my 4 to 6 minute speech, time is running out. I want to thank you for listening to me. And I would like to end with a Chinese proverb that highlights the immaterial essence of time. You may have heard of this. 一寸光阴一寸金，寸金难买寸光阴. Translated to English, it says, an inch of time is an inch of gold, but you cannot buy an inch of time with an inch of gold. I look forward to time spent with you. Thank you. Back to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Patricia. Yes, age does not matter. What matters is he loves you and you love him. Our third speaker will be doing Personal Influence Level 1, Mastering Fundamentals. Again, an I speaker speech. I shall also call upon her evaluator, Distinguished Toastmaster Lee Buckley, to read out the purpose statement.
Thank you, Madam Toastmaster of the Day. The purpose of this project is for Toastmaster Azmina to introduce herself to the club and to learn the basic structure of a public speech. Back to you, Madam Toastmaster of the Day.
Thank you very much. The duration is still 4 to 6 minutes. Speaker Azmina, please do pin the timer. Let us put our hands together to welcome Toastmaster Azmina. Lessons learned during the journey and transition period. Lessons learned during the journey and transition period. Toastmaster Azmina. Azmina, please.
Thank you, fellow Toastmasters, guests, and members. So I will be talking about the journey when I came to Canada. So when we started our journey, first we have opened a company here from the scratch. And then I was alone doing all the work as I was beginning to start. I was dealing in marketing, looking for different channels to market my company and looking to email different people on different products that we have available here. And then I was creating the accounts myself. I was creating the sales lead myself. And eventually we hired a salesperson who was doing most of the sales for us. And I was helping him. And eventually our product sales went up. We got some customers. And then there were seasons of high and low due to product availability, quality, consistency. And then we did face a product low period and product high period as well. And then we shift to introduce more products and more garments here in Canada and America, and which went well. And till now, we are continue doing that. So during all this journey, I have learned some lessons that those lessons were the gratitude that every day we need to say thank you. And every day before we sleep and when we wake up, we need to say thank you to the people who have helped us to come forward, who has given us opportunity to uplift ourselves and bring ourselves in front. We have to do this with our wholeheartedly. And we have to say thank you, not to ourselves, to our near and dear ones, but to everyone who's around us. And when we do it from subconsciously, from our deep inside heart, it gives us more pleasure and it creates positive in ourselves. For example, we need to show them the empathy and we need to forgive all the anxiety and stresses that we have faced. By showing empathy and compassion to others, we are bringing our hippocampus, which is responsible for learning and positive feelings. We are firing up our hippocampus and we become more and more, our souls and body and mind become more strengthened because are showing empathy and forgiveness. Also, we need to, next I've learned is that we need to meditate. Meditation brings the positive vibration. Everything around us is in a phase of vibration. There's a vibration in the sounds, there's a vibration in the light, there's vibration in the winds. So when we meditate, our vibration increases, which help us to clear our minds and thoughts, and which help us to become empathy, to forgive any anxiety we have, any emotional, any drawbacks we have, rather than focusing on positive feelings. And then the third thing I learned is accountability. We are accountable for the time, for the money, for the efforts that we are putting in, and how much we are making use of good use of time and bad use of time, how much time we are wasting, how much time we are utilizing. And we must spend time in giving our skills and knowledge to others who are in need. We should show our compassion. When you show your compassion to others who are in need, I was also connected with my family, with my friends, with my relatives. So there are people who need your financial help. There are people who need your time, who need your moral, or you can give your expertise to someone who want to come forward in the same business where you are. Or maybe in Toastmasters, I can be a mentor and help others to progress and take up different roles. So the miracle of compassion is such that your sweetest emotion called love, it allows your love to grow. And by allowing your love to grow, you become happy and you find solution through compassion by helping others. When you have compassion, when you start showing your compassion, you are the beginner. You open gate as a beginner. Your mind becomes as a beginner. No matter where you are maybe in the middle of the work, you have gained so much experience, but your mind take it as a beginner. Also, when you show compassion, you will understand that you will not consider what you want or what you need. You will consider what is important in life and you will work accordingly. Also, when you show your compassion, then there are things in the life that is easy to forgive and forget and throw off. Instead of that, you fix the things. For example, if I'm learning something and I failed drastically to achieve my goals or my selling goals or any other goals, then, or maybe as a speaker in the Toastmaster, then I will fix it with gold and silver. I will take the help from my mentors and from my networking people and try to become better than before. Maybe before I was thinking to give up all those roles, but then with the help of mentors and networking, with the feeling of compassion and empathy, you are able to come up and solve the issues for not only for yourself, but for the family, for the near and dear ones, or the ones who need your help. And by doing all this, I was able to become a perfect person and able to get more satisfaction by helping others. As it is said that there is a nobility in compassion, a beauty in empathy, and a grace in forgiveness. Love and compassion are necessities, not the luxuries. Without them, humanity cannot survive. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Azmeena. I agree with you that when we communicate with people, we have to listen attentively and show empathy and understanding. Let us give her a round of applause. We are coming to the fourth speaker. She's presenting Presentation Mastery Level 1. Mastering Fundamental, Researching and Presenting. May I call upon her evaluator, Distinguished Toastmaster Kanan Sankara, to read out the purpose statement. Distinguished Toastmaster Kanan.
Yeah, thank you, Madam Toastmaster. Can you hear me?
Yes.
The purpose of Joan's project is for her to do basic research methods and present a well-organized well-researched speech on any topic. I am very eager to listen to her research. Back to you, Madam Toastmaster.
Thank you. The duration of the speech is 5 to 7 minutes. Toastmaster
I
Jennifer.
think there is some mistake here. I had sent an email to Kanan which talked about persuasion.
Oh.
Kanan, if you have that email, I had sent you about the evaluation form.
So sorry, come again. What is your...
I was just
I had
checking
sent
from the...
you that email on persuasion. Persuasion presentation mastery. So that is my project. I've sent you, and the evaluation form I've emailed you.
I am not sure. It is not in my email. I'm sorry. It is not in my email. I didn't get any email from you.
Okay, I will. Never mind, because my speech was based on persuasion.
Okay, tell me what is your speech. I can pull the
level.
Yeah, it is same level. Kanan, okay, hold on 1 second.
1 minute. You just tell what project you are talking about. Do not worry. You don't have to send me anything.
Mastery only. Presentation mastery only. My evaluation sheet. I have. It's on persuasion. Persuasion on level 1.
That is a 1 minute. That is a path. I want to know what is a project. Are you going to do research and presentation?
Persuasion and path is presentation mastery.
Okay. Okay.
Level 1. Yeah, I will. Okay.
Can I know what is the title of your speech?
Same good practices. Yeah, good practice.
I see. So the duration is the same 5 to 7
yes,
minutes?
5 to 7 minutes. Yeah.
Okay. So Jennifer, could you please do the timing sequence? Toastmaster time.
5 minutes at green, 6 minutes at yellow, 7 minutes at red, and you have 30 seconds before I put the times up. Thank you. Back to you.
Before I continue, distinguished Toastmaster Kanan, you are clear of what she's doing? She's doing persuasive. Okay.
She is doing level 1. So she is doing a persuasion topic. Is that correct?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. I will evaluate. No problem.
Let us put our hands together to welcome Toastmaster Joan. Good practices, Toastmaster Joan.
President, fellow Toastmasters and guests, I want you to take you all to a journey in a globe to a small town called Tennessee, 1937. We are in 1937, and a very young pharmacist, Henry Cole, decides to produce a drug called as a wonder drug, elixir sulfonamide. Sulfonamide, when it is mixed with diethylene glycol, produces wonderful results. It is to reduce, just not to reduce cough, it is produced by streptococcal infection, but also it's in a liquid form, so much more palatable by children. Thirdly, it is also a wonderful drug because it has a beautiful raspberry flavor. All these three results of this wonder drug helps children to reduce their cough produced due to streptococcal infection. A lot of marketers rush to produce this wonderful drug, and it is right there in the market. My wonder drug put up in all the banners. What happens down the road? 4 months down the road, the same drug causes death, fatality. American Medical Association comes up and tells you that 105 deaths due to the same drug. 34 children died in 1937 and 71 adults. The number of loss. We move down from US and we go to Germany, Europe. Women, pregnant women, get up in the morning and start taking thalidomide, a drug known to be non-sedative as well as cures morning sickness. Not just that, but it is also non-addictive. What happens? Few months down the road, we see that there are 10,000 children who are born with maldeformities. 1938, 1 year right after Elixir sulfonamide came out in the market, FDA decided to pass an act called as an FDA Act or Food and Drug Cosmetic Act, saying that new drug application need to have safety and efficacy statistics in their new drug application before the drug gets out in the market. 1961, after 1 year after thalidomide disaster in Germany, that we have to have safety and efficacy data on our new drug application. More and more rigorous rules are put into each and every new drug which goes out in the market. Clinical trials become much more rigorous. Phase 1, phase 2, phase 3. What happens? More and more subjects start participating, more variables are put in. Down the road, we see that in 2020, now we come, the CNN says that still 100,000 people die each year due to drug adverse reactions. In United States, Europe, 197,000 people still die each year due to adverse drug reactions. So my friends, with all these safety and efficacy data in the NDA, which is produced in USA, as well as this Committee Act, which has passed in Germany in 1962, with all the rigorous rules and regulations, we still go down. Do we see a decrease in death rates and fatality rates? In fact, the death rate has not decreased, but it has increased each and every year. So what did Europe do about it? In 2010, the legislation or directives decided to not just have clinical trials when the drug gets into the market, that is before the drug gets into the market, but even after the drug gets into the market. So Europe started to have post-authorization safety studies each year. Now, what did they do for that? They decided to give the market authorization holders the responsibility of conducting this PAS or post-authorization safety studies. They had two kinds of studies for that. One was voluntary and one was imposed. What do you mean by imposed and voluntary? Imposed means that the market authorization holder had to conduct a post-authorization safety study after the drug gets into the market. Those studies were for rare conditions, orphan conditions, the drug if it's an orphan drug, for example, for rare conditions like malignancy or any lymphomas or any congenital disorders, or for any conditions which is still not well known. So those drugs were continuously monitored, and the MAH had to provide any data on what outcomes were there even after the drug gets into the market. So they were imposed by the EMA. But there were certain studies which were not imposed by the EMA or the European Medical Agency on the MAH, which were called as voluntary studies. Now, these voluntary studies, the MAH had the courtesy to say that I do not want to conduct studies on these drugs because it's too expensive. I cannot afford, as I'm a small market authorization holder, or I don't have the support system through the government or the finance to support it. So the MAH had the courtesy or the authority to say, I cannot do this right now. So now what happens? Still we see the death rates and fatality rates which keep increasing. My question to you here is, although the clinical trials are formed, those clinical trials are different than the post-authorization studies because the clinical trials participants are so selective. They are the participants who participate in those trials have their own diet regimen. They're very selected, and limited number of patients get enrolled into these clinical trials. But what happens once a drug gets out of the market? So many patients are consuming it. There is no limitation to number of people who consume it, and there is yet still no study which is conducted on them. As a result of which, we see more and more deaths in our society, and there is no uniformity in these trials. A trial conducted in India may not be the same as trial conducted in the US, but the same drug gets consumed in the India, in Singapore, and in the US and Europe. My call today is to ensure that there are more post-authorization safety studies conducted all over the world so that we have more safer and we feel more safe to consume these drugs. Back to you. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Joan. Now we are having our last speaker. Just give me a second. Okay. Our last speaker is doing Persuasive Influence Level 5, demonstrating expertise, leading in your volunteer organization. I shall now call upon his evaluator, Distinguished Toastmaster Patricia Yap, to read out the purpose statement. Patricia Yap, please.
Distinguished Toastmaster Kanan, it's my pleasure to be your evaluator. Your purpose statement is for you to apply the skills needed to successfully lead in a volunteer organization. And the purpose of the speech is for you to share some aspects of your experience serving as a leader in a volunteer organization. And I definitely am looking forward to your speech. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day. Thank you
very much, Distinguished Toastmaster Patricia Yap. Kanan, the duration for your speech is 5 to 7 minutes. We shall not repeat the signal. I would like to remind you to pin the timer, who is Jennifer.
Yep, done.
Wait just a moment. Let us put our hands together to welcome Distinguished Toastmaster Kanan. Challenges in holding TLI? Challenges in holding TLI. Distinguished Toastmaster Kanan.
Thank you, Madam Toastmaster, for introducing me, Madam Evaluator, fellow Toastmasters, and distinguished guests. How many of you have organized a TLI? Let me tell you what is a TLI. TLI is a Toastmaster Leadership Institute, where what we will be doing is we will be organizing training at various levels, like club quality, training for various roles like a VP education, VP membership, VP president, VP PR, secretary, treasurer, etc. Organizing a TLI is a very difficult task, and one should have a perfect organization skills, especially if you are a person like me who wants to do everything perfectly and get a good name. You need to know the Murphy law, that whatever can go wrong will go wrong. The organizer must have a backup plan for every activity. To organize a TLI is going to be time consuming. It requires accurate planning. The probability of technical glitches is more compared to the in-person training. I am going to share a real incident wherein I was one of the trainer and I needed to lead a session for an hour. I was also a Zoom master for another session. I was supposed to control the influx of the participants. We had a dry run 2 days before, and the activity was planned and a person for each role was assigned. If you follow the dry run, it should be a simple task and it is like a cakewalk. That is what they thought. That is what I thought, and so did everyone. On the D-Day, the TLI organizer had a Zoom account that can cater up to 500 participants. That was used for the keynote addresses. He has planned the same Zoom account to be used for the club quality and other presentations. He had asked one of the club to share the Zoom account for the club officers presentation. He thought 500 participants divided by 7 roles, each will have 100 participants. As I am one of the senior trainer in the TLI, I was to take care of the training of the VP education. I'm not sure whether you are aware of not. The VP training is the most complicated thing in the Toastmaster role. VP education role performs most of the functions. For that training that was conducted by me, there were over 200 participants. We estimated the participants to be 100. The Zoom will hold up to 135 without any problem. Even though we paid for 100, 135 is the limit. But if you go more than 135, that is going to fail. We have tested during this webinar earlier, and 135 was the best number. Since the Zoom master was new and he did not know, he did not control the number of participants, the Zoom training started lagging after we started. The audio video connection was lost in few minutes, and the club officers were totally unhappy. After a few minutes, the Zoom meeting crashed totally. Every participant need to log in back, and we lost considerable time during this training. Actually, we need to reschedule that particular training again. In the next training session, I'm going to share another incident. I was supposed to be the Zoom master. I had planned to be perfect, especially after the problem with the VP education training. I need to get a Zoom account. I knew the Zoom account so that we all can be very clear. But something happened again at another training, and my Zoom meeting was moved to a different person. After checking few other Zoom meetings credentials, the organizer found only one account was left. He had shared happily with me. You are IT guy, take it. I was very confident with Zoom. To my surprise, that was not a Zoom meeting. It was a Microsoft Teams meeting. And I am not good in Microsoft Teams meeting. I was not familiar with that. As in my workplace, it is business Skype. So I had to learn every button on that time. And then I had to familiarize with the button, how to see the list of participants just before the starting of the meeting. Participants were lining up and trying to figure out each button. It was a nightmare. However, there were few participants for that meeting. Hence, we could manage because it was a few number of participants. Fellow Toastmasters, why I am sharing this? In leading a voluntary organization, however good you are, however good your organization skills are, on a particular day, anything could go wrong. Remember the Murphy Law. We need to be really address those. Do not expect kudos every time, but take the comments smilingly. You may get either kudos or brickbacks, depending on the situation, even though it is no fault of yours. So, fellow Toastmasters, venture the TLI, attend the TLI training, but do not expect kudos every time. Back to you, Madam Toastmaster.
Thank you very much, Kanan, for prepared. Technical glitches will happen, which is unexpected. Now we have come to the end of the first section. May I call upon Toastmaster Jennifer, the timer, to give us the report of each individual speaker, please. Jennifer?
Sure.
Thank you.
Doreen. Angela Lansberry, 7 minutes, 13 seconds. Sebastian, 5.19. Patricia Tay, 5.03. Azmina, overtime, 6.46. Joan, 7.14. Kanan, 6.15. So the only person disqualified is Azmina.
So that means
all is qualified except Azmina for voting.
Okay, all qualified for voting except. Okay, so we shall start the poll. Can I seek Alicia's help to? All right, the poll is out. Please cast your vote. 64% voted. Those who have not voted, kindly cast your vote. Who is the best prepared speaker? Alicia, how many seconds more?
$60 seconds more, then we will close the poll.
Who has not cast the vote, kindly do so. Thank you.
Toastmaster today, I've ended the poll.
Thank you, Alicia. All right, now we are going to have a second break for another 10 minutes. My time here is 11:27, so 10 minutes, we come back in 11:37. See you later. Welcome back everyone to the third segment. It's the highlights for the evaluations. Now, the role of the project evaluation is not an easy job. The evaluators have to listen attentively, not selectively, and then provide constructive feedback to the speaker on her strength or his strength, and also areas for improvement. Now I shall call upon the first evaluator. Let me see. The first evaluator for Angela Lansberry is Angela Lee. Angela Lee is evaluating for Angela Lansberry. The duration of this evaluation is 1 to 2 minutes.
Okay.
Timer is 1 minute green, 1.5 yellow, 2 minutes red.
Okay.
Maybe 30 seconds for you to round up your speech.
Okay. Good evening, fellow members, ladies and gentlemen, especially to Angela Lansbury. It is my honor and privilege to evaluate Angela's contest speech. So I would like to say that the props that Angela used, the kitchen apron, and also the props and the hairstyle are very fantastic. And the speech is very interesting because of the title, You Have One Job Survival. And I'm not going to give constructive feedback on the contents because you are going to deliver your speech tomorrow morning. So if I give you a suggestion on your content, it might confuse you. What I would like to suggest to you is your voice vocal variety. Because your pitch is a very high, all the way through. Perhaps when you pretend the voice of your granddaughter and the granny, please differentiate it. For your granny, the voice might be low or mellow. For the grandchildren, you act like a children's sound. That will attract the audience's attention. When you deliver your speech, it seems that your rehearsal didn't show because you recite your speech when you are looking at the ceiling or roll your eyes. So the audience saw that you were reciting your speech. So please rehearse before going to bed or early in the morning so the audience will know that you are a natural speaker. You really would like to share your message to the audience. And for the body language, when you raise your hand, don't raise just here. Raise your hand and then put down and put it on your side of your body. Do not raise it so long. That will distract the audience. When you say you win or not win, you say win or not win. Perhaps you can say win, okay, win or not win. It will be much clearer to the audience. All right. And also your face. Almost at the end of your speech, your face, we can't see your full face. We just can see your, just like this, 2/3 of your face because you are so close to the camera. So make sure when you speak tomorrow morning, make sure the audience can see your whole face, or not the 3/3 of your face. Then the audience will see you clearly. So vocal variety, body language, and also your facial expression. That is the 3 key points that I would like you to do tomorrow contest. Good luck, Angela. Looking forward to see your winning speech. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Angela Lee. Now I shall call upon the second evaluator. But before I do so, I would like to send another message to the members of the floor. Angela would appreciate if every one of you can give her feedback in the WhatsApp or email to her. Now I shall call upon Ricky to give feedback, to give Angela her evaluation. I stress that the duration is 1 to 2 minutes.
Thank you, Angela, for your sharing and your advice. I will look after myself. I will sleep more. I will be around next year this time and for a longer time to come. Your speech title interests me. How you dress up makes me curious. Your props helps me to visualize. Your questions engage me to the speech. Your asking us to raise hand make me respond to your speech. And of course, your sharing has added value to my life. I'll go straight to the constructive feedback. First of all, I know you are looking at the audience on your screen, but consider looking at the camera so that I can feel like you are looking at me. This is number 1. Second, consider changing your screen from portrait to landscape. Change the horizontal orientation so that you can have more body gestures and your gestures will be seen in the screen. And more importantly, it is about the management of energy between negative and positive energy. Have a balance on it. I know you mentioned about dying. I know you mentioned about suicide. You might want to reframe this into something more positive later on in your speech. For example, after talking about dying, you can say to your daughter, I'll be around until 80 years old. I'll see you grown up and I'll see your children grow up. Okay. And then talking about suicide, well, in Toastmasters, you can talk about speech contest has created a lot of very good speakers. You know what? In Singapore, at least 2 world champions. So these are the positive side. So I encourage you to begin with the end in the mind to ask yourself what kind of emotions you want to put into the audience mind at the end of your speech. Is that a positive emotion? If yes, consider changing certain words, and so that you will be able to put those emotions into audience. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Ricky. Now I shall call upon the third evaluator. She is none other than Joan. Joan, please.
Yeah, I'm here. Thank you so much. Thank you. I would like to congratulate Angela for such an educational and enriching story and a powerful message about how we need to take care of ourselves. So first, I would like to start off with what I really liked about her speech. Her first is her great usage of props. She showed us pictures. She showed us how to make an egg. So many props were shown. So that is her mastery in showing props, which was wonderful. Second was also sharing of her personal story, which was also powerful. And I'm glad she was sticking to the power of 3 and not exceeding beyond telling 3 stories, because then that can be very confusing to the audience. And thirdly, what I liked about her speech was also the way she was carrying us out with a clarity. Her speech was very clear and we could understand what she was speaking. Now, how can we help Angela to go to the next level, knowing that her speech is tomorrow morning? Speeches are not perfect. We all have our own. Something is always missing. But what can we do within the short duration of our time? First is I would again emphasize on vocal variety, as Angela mentioned. So try to have vocal variety in what you're saying and do more role playing with who's saying. Your mother is saying, the mother is saying, and the daughter is saying. So you have that. Unfortunately, there was some cracking and I could not understand the dialogues because of the internet connection. But I would say use pauses. Once you say, for example, hello, darling, so just pause a bit. So use more pauses after giving some powerful messages. So the usage of pause was missing, I felt. Secondly, role playing, so vocal variety. And thirdly, I also feel the usage of camera. You should have the camera facing, like how Ricky mentioned. And your hat was, I couldn't see your hat. It was more like half of the hat was missing on the top. So just make sure, and even when you show the pictures, make sure of your props, your story, the pictures of your son and your father, the mother, make sure that people can see that. I couldn't see your mother properly and your son. So make sure you can see the pictures of your props properly. Thank you, and back to you.
Thank you very much, Joan. So Angela, you have got all the feedback from the 3 evaluators. Good luck to you tomorrow for your contest. The next evaluator for Sebastian is a passionate product designer who loves to design usable and delightful products, whether it is an app or a website that helps people in their daily lives. Her favorite quote is, "Never stop learning because life never stops teaching." Let us put our hand together to welcome Toastmaster Corey. Toastmaster Corey.
Thanks, Doreen. Hi, Sebastian.
Sorry. Before that, I need to inform you about the timing sequence.
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Okay, at 2 minutes, it will be green. At 2.5 minutes, it will be yellow. At 3 minutes, it will be red. And then you have 30 seconds to wrap up before I show you this. Thank you.
Noted.
Thank you, timer.
Thank you, Jennifer. Hi, Sebastian. Well done on your first icebreaker speech. Although you have took a break from Toastmaster for 4 years, I still can see that you have mastered the basic structure of public speech. Gladly report that you have met your speech objective tonight. You properly open your speech with a proper greetings to everyone. You have also have a opening interesting examples from the world inspiring leaders. You have shared also about your personal Toastmaster journey back then and now how you make a comeback with a vision to become a catalyst for a change in people's life through words or communications. I also noticed that you have a calm and confidence delivery, good eye contact to the camera, and a good usage of hand gestures. Your message was nicely closed with a conclusion that you are happy to fulfill your dream and be a catalyst for a change. I would suggest you could add something in your conclusion to give people something to think about, a takeaway. It could also be a question. For example, when you say, I'm happy to fulfill my dream and to be a catalyst for a change in other people's life through words. How about you? You can give the audience a question to think about. What's their biggest dream? What's your biggest dream? So that you can engage the audience more. I would encourage you also to add enthusiasm in your message, especially when you share about your own vision, so that we could feel your passion. All in all, it was a very good structured speech. Meet your objective of the speech tonight by sharing your Toastmaster personal journey, where you live now. We could get to know you better. Very good in delivery, calm confidence, good eye contact and gesture. Remember, use enthusiasm and expression more in your speech. Give something for people to think about at the end of your speech. And I'm looking forward to your great next speech next time. Back to you, Doreen.
Thank you, Toastmaster Corey. The next evaluation. Patricia says evaluator is an avid learner who constantly pushes herself. To her, the sky is the limit. Let us put our hands together to welcome Toastmaster Joan D'Souza. Joan, please.
Hi, thank you so much. Sorry. So anyways, I would really like to congratulate Patricia Tay. You started and you with a powerful message. Your message was connected with your entire speech. You ended up saying that you wanted badly enough and nothing will stop you. And it has really proven, Patricia, that nothing will stop you from conquering the great Toastmasters journey that we have today. What you aced in today in telling us your journey in how you are and you want to be the best version of yourself. You aced in your enthusiasm. You were enthusiastic throughout and I loved it. You were showing us how you were ready to take on the world and you were smiling throughout. Awesome job. You were also very good in showing gestures, appropriate gestures. You showed us how your son was as tall as you, how your child is as tall as you. With your hand gestures, you were doing the hand gestures at the right time. So you aced in that as well. You aced in also showing us props. I mean, you showed us you had that little flower that you mentioned. You said, can you smell the flower? Which was beautiful. You were trying to engage us constantly. So that was a great use of prop as well. So what can I help you in order to take on more and become the most powerful speaker? You're already there. The only thing I can really mention to you right now is pauses. After each, for example, you spoke about your child, the first child, second child, third child. I would recommend you to have pauses after doing that. Secondly, your message which came abruptly to an end, and there, I felt you had multiple messages in that. Ready to take on the world, you wanted badly enough. Have one message and try to end it smoothly and do not have an abrupt ending. Thirdly, have a good camera setting. Make sure you put some, even I don't have, sometimes even I have to put a lot of books under my computer, but make sure that the camera is at your eye level. All in all, you did a great job. Try to have, you were very smiling, enthusiastic, great use of props, but try to have a good camera setting, more pauses, and be more, and have a smooth transition to your message, and you will have a powerful story to tell us again. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmasters John. Next, Asmina, evaluator. She loves traveling and meeting people, learning and sharing the different cultures and cuisine globally. To quote Rohit, the best way to multiply your happiness is to share with others. And I believe she's always sharing with us, even her Toastmaster script. I appreciated that. Let us put our hands together to welcome distinguished Toastmaster Lee Buckley.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day. Toastmaster Asmina, you shared with us how you started your life in Canada and the valuable lessons learned. You started a company and had to handle everything yourself. But along the way, you learned some valuable lessons, such as being grateful every day to people who have helped you, meditating to improve your well-being, being accountable for your time, valuing good connections with family and friends, as well as continuing your journey to achieving your personal goals through Toastmasters. You demonstrated the true essence of public speaking by standing up, even presenting in a virtual environment. Well done. I love how you spoke clearly and at a good pace. Toastmaster Asmina, as this is your icebreaker for your second path, I would like to challenge you to structure your future speeches more succinctly. For example, have a hook in your introduction. Hook the audience in. I'll give you an example. Canada. What comes to mind when you think of Canada? Cold, freezing winter? Niagara Falls? To me, Canada represented, and you carry on with your story. Okay, so that hooks your audience in. You then started to share with us 5 key points in the body of your speech. Remember, quality is better than quantity. Unfortunately, a lot of people, this is human nature, we start to lose concentration after about 3. We often say in Toastmasters, think of the power of 3. So limit your body to 3 key messages or 3 key points. In the conclusion, link it back to the introduction. For example, life in Canada is not about freezing winters. It's about having good connection with family and friends and being grateful to the people around you. So bookend your conclusion with the introduction. And finally, I applaud you for practicing the true essence of public speaking in a virtual environment. You spoke at a good pace. I loved how you stood up and were able to breathe in and express yourself. Work on having a hook in your introduction, having no more than 3 key points in your body, and then bookend the conclusion with your introduction. And thank you for reminding us about having nobility in compassion, beauty in empathy, and grace in forgiveness. Back to you, Madam Toastmaster of the Day.
Thank you very much, distinguished Toastmaster Lee Buckley. The next evaluator, John, your evaluator, started his Toastmaster journey in late 2012 to improve his speaking skills. He would like to give speeches without preparation. His goal is to speak without any grammatical mistakes. Let us put our hands together to welcome distinguished Toastmaster Kanan. Kanan,
Thank you.
please.
Thank you, Madam Toastmaster, fellow Toastmaster, and especially John D'Souza. I want to first congratulate for giving a great speech. I do not know anything about the pharmacy area. You have introduced the pharmacy to people like me. That's one of the great accomplishments. I really liked it. You gave a speech standing. That is a great thing, which I always forget to do that. That is a great thing to do, and you did excellent on that. And I was checking your email before you changed the topic, but you asked me to focus on vocal variety and body gestures. So I'm going to focus on those 2 because that is what you wanted me to do. on your gestures. Very good, because you are giving the speech standing. Everything came out very well. I want to congratulate you for that. Job well done. Second, on your vocal variety. This is where I feel you need to have slight improvement. Remember your contest speech that you have given. There were some emotions in that speech. In this speech, those were lacking. It was like a mono voice. I think that you practice the contest speech again and again, you add that vocal variety. You need to make sure that practice is there. Remember, just in the Lee's evaluation, she talked about the introducing, how she talked about the Canada. What do you know about Canada, winter, etc. That emotion was there. I want that emotion to be built in your speech. That is another point to improve. The third thing, I think your call to action should have been better. Suddenly it was abrupt, I felt. That was not very, that it didn't come out very well. In summary, you did very well. I want to know, you talked about the good practices. You also said there's research is going on US, India, and Germany. What are they doing? Are they sharing the results? Are they supporting each other? Are they supporting the research one another? I am not sure. It didn't come out. You talked about the good practices. What is happening on the good practices? What is the other side? If you would have connected that also, people like me will know, okay, these are the bad practices which are there in the pharmacy area. Now you are talking about the good practices. That would have come out very well, I thought. Otherwise, John, your speech is always good. I am looking forward to hear the next speech. Back to you, Madam Toastmaster.
Thank you very much, distinguished Toastmaster Kannan. Evaluation. Distinguished Toastmaster Kannan, your evaluator is a 6.5 years young Toastmaster and member of 3 clubs in District 51, Berjaya, Liquid Gold, and Royal Premier. She is a stockbroker by profession. She found her passion in public speaking when she was pursuing her MBA in 2014, and with the intention to improve her presentation skill. During her leisure, she enjoys writing, clubhousing, and doing Facebook Live regularly to improve her speaking skills in English, Mandarin, and Cantonese. Let us put our hands together to welcome distinguished Toastmaster Patricia Yap. Patricia Yap, please.
Thank you. Toastmaster Kannan, you amaze me with such a powerful speech, how to lead in any situation. Because of this, I want to invite all of you to unmute yourself and give the thunderous round of applause to distinguished Toastmaster Kannan. Thank you for demonstrating to me what a great leader you are by taking responsibility as the TLI person in charge. Teaching Toastmasters Learning Institute, in fact, is one of the best departments in Toastmasters International, whereby they are responsible to educate all the club officers to improve their leadership skills. And of course, along the entire journey, Toastmaster Kannan, you showed us is never easy, but you made it possible to all of us. And I was hope to you because there are 3 very strong strengths that you have as a strong speaker. Number 1, you were totally passionate about the role that you were in. I was enticed because of your enthusiasm and your passion as you shared your story as the TLI person in charge. I love that. In fact, you reminded me the time when I too had the opportunity to serve in the TLI. So I believe all the members are also excited the fact that everybody also would like to be part of TLI, no matter how difficult it can be. Number 2, you are a great storyteller. You package this informational speech in such a way that it becomes very enjoyable. It's not dry because you have advanced communication skills. the moment you shared your story, we were glued to you. We love you, love you, love you. Your delivery style really, really shows us what a great leader we too can be. Number 3, you actually shared your entire journey as a leader, whereby even though you encounter a lot of difficulties, challenges in a Zoom environment, but you move forward, you were resilient, you bounced back, and you came back stronger to share with us your wonderful story. And because of this, Toastmaster Kanan, I'd like to give you 2 gifts. Would you like that? I love that. Toastmaster Kanan, according to Google, 60% of the audience are virtually inclined. We are all virtual learners. And because of that, I would encourage you to sit perhaps a little far back so that we can enjoy your 100% view, your entire face. Yes, yes, that would have been fabulous. And when I noticed, the second point that I would love to share with you, recommend to you, is to give a very strong conclusion, because you finish your speech at about 6 minutes, 15 seconds. You have at least 1 more minute to make all of us to really, really strive for facing challenges in our life as a Toastmaster, as a leader, so that we will become the best version in ourselves. And when we see challenges, we will see welcome challenges. Thank you. Back to you, Toastmaster of the day. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Patricia Yao. We have finally come to the end of the evaluation. Wow, tonight's evaluators are very fantastic and awesome. Don't you all think so? Give some response, please.
Yes.
The speakers. I think you're very fortunate to have tonight. The evaluators have given you very good feedback. Now I shall call upon our timer to give the timing for each individual evaluator.
Okay, I will start with the 3 evaluators for Angela's speech. Angela Lee, 3 minutes, 5 seconds. Ricky, 2 minutes, 11 seconds. Joan, 2 minutes, 35 seconds. They were given 1 to 2 minutes. Okay, so the next are the rest of the evaluators given 2 to 3 minutes. Corey, 2 minutes, 20 seconds. John, 2 minutes, 42. Lee Bakri, 2 minutes, 54. Kanan, 2 minutes, 52. Patricia Yap, 3 minutes, 35. Thank you. Back to you.
President? All right, the polling is up. Ladies and gentlemen, can you kindly cast your vote for the best evaluator?
Toastmaster of the day, I've entered the poll.
Okay, thank you very much. Now we have come to the eighth. Wait, I've forgotten something. I shall now call upon Toastmaster Edward Young to give us his report on, to give us his R-Counter report. Can I have Toastmaster Edward Young, please?
Good morning once more, Mr. President, Toastmaster of the evening, fellow Toastmasters, and most welcome guests for your accounting report this evening. I have Tammy for 21 arms, 13 R's, and 9 all rights. I have Alicia for three arms, 7 R's. I have Ash for 17 R's, 4 so-so, 3 I, 2 OO, and 4 so's. Corey, I have you for 3 arms and 11 R's. Li Ming, I have you for 3 arms and 6 R's and 5 so's. Jennifer, I have you for 7 R's. Sebastian, I have you for 3 rights. Azmina, I have you for 5 so's, 14 R's, 1 in and 1 when. Joan, I have you for 1 in, 2 so's, and 3 R's. Canon, I have you pausing as you gather your thoughts 3 times, and I have you for 2 so's. Angela Lee, I have you for 5 R's. Ricky, I have you for 2 OKs, 1 right, and 3 so's. That is my accounting report as we stand at this moment in the meeting. Madam Toastmaster of the evening.
Wow, thank you very much, Toastmaster Edward. This is what I call active listening, and you have provided us so detailed the counts of the course fillers. Thank you very much, Edward Young. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, now is the time for the presentation of the awards. But I have not got the result yet. Who will be passing me the results? Alicia? Alicia, are you there? You are muted. The results for Best Speaker, Best Table Topic Master, and Best Evaluation. Are they ready for me to announce? You are muted, Alicia, you are muted.
Hold on, I'm sending you.
All right. Now the announcement for the Best Speaker is Patricia Tay. The Best Table Topic Speaker is, make a guess, Edward Young. The Best Evaluator is Patricia Yap. Can all of you please unmute and give the 3 winners a thunderous applause? Thank you. We have come to the end of the meeting. I hope that all of you have enjoyed tonight's meeting as much as I had. Now I shall call upon our President, Distinguished Toastmaster Willie Loh, to do the closing address. Distinguished Toastmaster Willie Low, please give us your closing address, please. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day, of the evening, of the morning. If you want to be successful, do not seek success. Seek competence, empowerment. Do nothing short of the best that you can do. Fellow Toastmaster, take part in any speech contest doesn't mean you will win. Don't dispense, but seek to understand what is needed to win, not just for the sake of winning. Because if you just want to win badly, you will fall towards the end of the ocean. And it will take a long way before you can climb up to the top of the hill to seek competence. And do we have any guests today? Can I have our guest Ash to give the feedback of the meeting?
Well, considering this is, well, first of all, thank you, Mr. President, for the opportunity. Thank you again, everyone, for, I guess, the experience tonight. Considering this is my first experience being in the Toastmaster Club, my first session somewhere, I think it is a very interesting experience. I didn't expect the feeling that I have now when I started the first few minutes of the session. So it's really an eye-opener, and I could say that the presumption or the ideas that at least I have when I started off the session has changed, and the interest or the momentum just keeps on building, and me to stay in the session up till this hour of the day. So I say very well done to all speakers, and a very good session.
Thank you, our guest Ash. Can I have our returning guest Limi for her feedback again?
Okay, thank you so much for the opportunity for me to give the feedback. So again, it's another wonderful session that I have learned from today. And to be honest, I'm a bit stressed, to be in this group, but all for good, because that's where we can learn. So yeah, so thank you everyone for this opportunity to learn public speaking and also to improve, and also the pointers on evaluations as well. Thank you.
Okay, our next guest, Tammy Wong, give us your feedback.
Yeah, it was an interesting session today. That was nice opportunity. Oh yes, the quote that my mom is holding up was written by me. I came here to support her today. It was very interesting. Thank you.
Thank you. Can I have our guest, Toastmaster Patricia Yap, to say a few words?
Oh, first off, I am beyond grateful to President Willie for contacting me to visit this fabulous club, SGI Dynamics. I love all of you here, and I have made many friends, 17 of us minus myself. At least I have made more than 10 friends. And I want to thank everyone for making my amazing Friday night so amazing. From Friday now, I'm in Saturday already, I think Saturday, right? And I brought home all your well wishes and your messages, and I hope to see you guys in the future again. Back to you, President Willie.
Will you consider to join us as a member?
Join you as a guest first.
Yes, we welcome you.
As a guest, yes.
We need your valuable evaluation session, I believe the VPE will like you to come back to give more feedback, right?
Thank you,
VPE,
thank you,
Alicia?
thank you.
Not just VPE, VPM too.
How about Toastmaster Ricky? Thank you, Letitia. Ricky? Are you there, Toastmaster Ricky? Oh, never mind. So it's not about quantity, it's about quality. So remember, when you do speeches, do it with quality. And I will end this meeting so that we can have after party chat. I declare, let's have fun after shortly. Good night, everyone.